Hi, it's Rosie at A Rosie Life on Joyful Acres. I'm checking in at the end of the second week for my trying to get my life put back together plan, and I'm trying to make sure every Sunday before our family video calls that I hold myself accountable to what I've done, what I've accomplished during this week. I feel pretty good about how things have gone. I'm down another 3 pounds, so that's a total of 6 pounds in 2 weeks. So I feel really good about that. I'm sure it'll slow down here soon, but anyway, I'll take what I can get when I can get it. My blood sugar's down 68 points. It was down to 120 this morning. It has been as low as 102 this week, so that's really good. My blood pressure was down to 131/77, so I'm getting there. And that's with no meds. I'm not taking anything, don't want to be taking anything. So I know I can accomplish this with diet and exercise and meditation, and that's my plan to do that. On Monday morning this week, I did a video about another part of my life that I'm working on, and that's Swedish death cleaning. And for those who don't know what that is, it's just making sure that when we pass, our children and our family are not going to be left with a bunch of stuff to have to go through, sort, get rid of, that we have things as organized and prepared for them. I mean, death is a stressful time anyway, and to have to then turn around on top of that in the middle of morning and have to go through crap that your mother held on to forever. And I'm sure I can just hear my daughters going, what in the heck did she keep this for? So I want to make sure there aren't a lot of those instances. So one of the things I was going to do, and that I talked about Monday, was sorting through cookbooks. Like probably most everyone, when I need a recipe, I go to the internet. I don't even open my cookbooks. And yet I have cookbooks in my kitchen. I have cookbooks in my living room, and I have a ton of cookbooks upstairs. And so my plan is to go through, keep any that I think I just have to hang on to, and then get rid of the others. So I didn't get that done. There was a book that was written in the 80s, I think late 80s, called Sidetracked Home Executives. And it was about these two sisters, and they were stay-at-home moms, as I was at that time. And they talked about how you get up with good intentions. You plan to do some project, and then you walk into the room to do it, and you see something. Let's say there's a picture sitting on a table there that you think, oh, I was going to hang that and I didn't do it. Let me go get the hammer and a nail, and I'll hang that real quick. And then you start going through the junk drawer trying to find the hammer, and so it's buried, so you start pulling everything out, and pretty soon everything from that drawer is laying out on the top of the counter, and you think, oh, you know, while I've got this pulled out, I ought to organize everything, put it back very neatly. And so you then start looking for empty boxes or something that you can use to separate the tools in. And next thing you know, the end of the day's there. You still have junk laying all over everywhere. The drawer's not put back together. The picture isn't hung, and the project you started out to do isn't done. And that was me. I got up from the video planning to start on the cookbooks, and I had my kitchen counters and my kitchen table covered with stuff that I had taken off the walls when I put up Christmas. I always take things off the walls, put them in my Christmas decoration bins, and put them out in the shed during the holidays. Then I have to bring the bins back in, switch everything out, and put the Christmas stuff back in it. Well, I was in such a hurry trying to get all the bins back out to the shed over the weekend, last weekend, that because we were expecting a big rain, and my yard is a swamp always. If it's been at all rainy, it's just a swamp. So I wanted to try to get it done before the rain hit. So I was just frantically taking things out of the bin, sitting them on the island, sitting them on the table, and then taking Christmas decorations down, run the bins out to the shed. And it's a lot of trips because I have a lot of Christmas decorations. So I had just left everything sitting out, and it was looking pretty junky in there. So I thought, you know, Rosemary, this is crazy to start sorting cookbooks when you have this stuff sitting here looking horrible in the kitchen. So I stopped and started putting everything away. But it seemed like everything I picked up looked like it had droplets of maple syrup on it. And I couldn't figure out what the heck was happening. And finally, one of the things was a decorative plate that I have hanging on the side of my counter. And it had those droplets on it, and I realized what it was. Before Art passed away, I had decided to try making kombucha. And got through the first fermentation, had bottled it, had the second fermentation sitting out on the counter. Well, by the time he was hospitalized, everything happened, and I got arrangements made and got back here. It had probably been sitting on the counter for 14 days, and I didn't know. I assumed it was probably bad. So both my daughters were here helping me sort through things, and Heidi and I were upstairs working on something, and Heather was working in the kitchen, and she yelled up and said, "Mom, what do you want me to do with this kombucha?" And I said, "Just pour it down the drain, Heather." I said, "It's probably vinegary." So next thing you know, there was this huge explosion, and I knew what it was. I knew I had fermented some good carbonation in that second batch. So Heidi and I came down, and Heather is standing there dripping kombucha and chunks of fruit because I had put fruit in it. There was kombucha dripping off of Heather. It was dripping off my ceiling. It was dripping off the cupboards. It was everywhere and so sticky. It took a long time to clean up, but obviously I didn't clean it up very well because I'm still finding little specks of it. There's still what looks like a roadkill splat on my ceiling above the sink that's probably 3 inches in diameter. If I can figure out how to insert a photo in here, I'll do that, but I doubt I can figure out how to do that right now. But anyway, it's a huge splat. And here, what, a year and a half later, I still haven't fixed it. I haven't painted over it or whatever I'm going to have to do to make sure. I might have to use Kills on it so the stain won't come through the paint. But anyway, it's still there. So I'm cleaning up kombucha. I'm getting everything put back together. And then I see that I have a delivery at the front door. And I go, and it's a part for my bathtub. I have a jacuzzi tub that has a toe tap drain plug in it, and it had quit functioning. I ordered gaskets for it thinking that would help, and it didn't. So I finally had to order the part, and it had been waiting for several weeks for it. So it had finally arrived. So I got all the kombucha cleaned up, and then went in and worked on getting my bathroom drain fixed. Got that done, and then I realized I needed to get to the dump before it closed, so I went down there. Next thing you know, it was time for me to fix my dinner, and I just didn't get it done. And then the next 2 days I had migraines, and the next 2 days I had tummy issues. So it has been a rough week, and cookbooks still aren't done. But kombucha's cleaned up except for the ceiling. So I'm hoping I can get cookbooks done before the end of the day tomorrow, because I want to try to force myself to meet my goal each week for whatever project I'm working on. And officially, the week won't be over till tomorrow for the cookbook, so I'm going to shoot for that. But anyway, I wanted to share something too that I found this awesome meditation on YouTube. It's only 10 minutes long, and I listened to it at night. And it had some words in it that really struck me. I've been making sure to listen to it every day. And it has the words in it, may I be happy, may I be safe, may my heart feel peace. That's what I hope for all of us. We can all use that right now. So may you be happy, may you be safe, may your heart feel peace. Love and hugs. Till next time.